My lovely Geminis, this is your horoscope for March 2025, and March will be amazing month. A lot of positive energies from the planet, and we have two eclipses. As you might know, eclipses period is the most important when, they act as elevators of our life. They have a power to lift us instantly to the level of life that we never dreamed of, never wished for. Now, this eclipse is there like destiny clocks, So in March, your clock will be ticking. All of us clocks will be ticking actually, because eclipses, they turn our destiny to the right direction, to the correct one. Whatever will be happening, always remember, universe is working for us, not against us, and March will be exactly that. Yes, eclipses can be very positive, and both of them extremely supportive and positive. So you and all of us will get a lot of positive news in March, even though we have two planets retrograding. You see, this whole first part of 2025 is retrograding planet, meaning slow energy, needs to slow down, need to think, need to reshape, rework some things, still in a preparation mode. In March, I won't advise you to do anything related to beauty procedures, like these plastic surgeries, because Venus, planet of love and beauty, will retrograde whole March until second half of April, together with Mercury. Their retrograde will be overlapping. Now, Mercury rules all things related to communication, thoughts, thinking, and back and forth, let's say emails, and everything that we speak, everything that we think. Mercury is your ruler, my dear Geminis. Like with speed of light, your mind will be changing, people's mind surrounding you will be changing, and even can be at fault. Some things might go messy, especially with bookings, with numbers, with data, with all the information. So in March, you will have to double check everything. But with this eclipses hitting, our life, seems like we sort of will not even notice these retrogrades, because we will be so happy with the news of these eclipses. Now, let's start with these two planets retrograding, a little bit talking. Now, 2nd of March, Venus, planet of love and beauty, goes backward, meaning slows down. And this is one of the personal planets, so we feel this planet more directly in our life, through situations, through people. That's why no beauty procedures. Not March is not a month to change your style, radically change something with your haircut. You might not like it, you might want to change it afterwards. Result won't be satisfying, so and in general, you might have to redo it again. Now, this retrograde will happen in your 11th house of friendship zone, and also hopes and wishes. Your plans for your future is getting reshaped, sort of. You are redirecting, or maybe you are going back to your previous plans for your future, and for some projects that you dropped before, that you quit before. You might go back, taking those that work, or working again with some people, like with some collaborators that you've worked before, with some clients that you worked before. 11th house is those, big corporations especially, and also your old friendships. Some old friends might start contacting you, or you might go back to your to that communication with your old pal, for example. Now, Venus retrogrades until April 13th, and during, like, Venus retrogrades 40 days and 40 nights, so stay on the right track, not to try not to do, I understand that it's a spring and everyone wants sort of a new change, a new haircut, sort of refreshing some look, But, and especially it's your case, my dear Geminis, you love to experiment with your look, but still better to avoid it in March and first half of April. Now, Venus will be crawling back into your 10th house by the end of March. March 27th, it will go back into your 10th house of career. Now, this career house will sort of, you might revise your career options. You might go back to some, as I said, projects, work related, job related. You might rework some things there, or again restart. You know, if some projects are dead, it seems like you might go back and make them revive, let's say. Now, Venus retrogrades every 18 months, so this is very specific retrograde, and it will be overlapping with your ruler's Mercury retrograde. Now, March 15th, Mercury also goes retrograding, meaning slowing down, and Mercury we feel the most when all the, you know, information, numbers, mishaps happen. So this will be it. And Mercury will retrograde until 7th of April, pretty much finishing at the same degree of your 10th house, because Mercury will slip back into your 10th house too, meaning crawling back, moving backwards. And again, these two planets, they are emphasizing your 11th and 10th house, meaning, you know, your career decisions, your future plans are getting reshaped, and even you might go back to some previous plans that you had before but you didn't pursue. For example, this is as an example. And of course, you know, when Mercury retrogrades in your 11th house, old friendships are coming back. Some people from your past might reach out to you, or you might reach out to them just because you miss them, or just because you might need some information, you know, from those people, and in general to say hi, you know. Now, by the end of March, both of these retrograding, meaning moving backwards planets, will be in your 10th house. Your mind will switch to your 10th house, you know. Plus, you might get some money, some reward, because Venus is planet of money too, from some deeds that you've done before, like something that you worked, or maybe you might get some reward, like as a recognition in the shape of money for your work done well, you know, something from the past. Now, let's talk about first eclipse, which is happening on 14th of March, full moon lunar eclipse. Now, eclipses, as you might know, they are strong. They are not like regular full moons. They have 10 times stronger strength, you know, and power. They are very powerful tools of universe to change our lives, our destiny direction. Now, both of these two eclipses sort of like a destiny speaking here, and this eclipse will be happening in your house of family. Now, full moons are indicative of something finishing, something ending, and there could be some story finishing, or something, some information is coming out to light. Some, you know, some big light will be emphasis on something which is related within your family, to your family. Those of you who are born 13th of June, plus or minus 5 days, you will feel the most this eclipse, but we will all feel this eclipse because eclipses are strong, as I said. Now, if you have, you know, any planets or placements at 23 degrees of a Virgo sign, then you will feel the most too, this eclipse. Now, it's happening in your 4th house, and 4th house is all about family, is all about our origin, where we call home. Also, it's all about the real estate that we own, or also where we live, in general, our living circumstances. Now, some of you guys might decide all of a sudden to sell your apartment or your house, or to buy, let's say. If you've been in negotiation of buying or purchasing some sort of real estate, doesn't matter, for business, for investment, or for living, then by this full moon lunar eclipse, you might finally seal the deal. So you might buy some sort of a piece of land, for example, or apartment or whatever, or farm, let's say, and it might come across as a bit of a shocking information because Uranus will be supporting that eclipse, or this kind of sort of opportunity might present itself all of a sudden. And if that's on your table, I would suggest you to take that, because this eclipse is super positive. You will be very happy with your purchase at the end of the day. So I would advise you to buy that. Now, Mars will be supporting this eclipse too, and Mars will be located in your money house. It seems like, and Mars plus it's direct already since 24th of February. So Mars is slowly but surely getting its power back after retrograding for 2.5 months. Now it's, when Mars is in our second house, we tend to spend more. Mars is a fuel. It's sort of an engine, like, when you fuel your car so that the car to drive it. So it's sort of that thing that keeps us going, and it's a fire within us, and it's firing your financial house. Now, second house is all about earning money. You might earn a lot, but at the same time, you will be spending a lot too. And that spending seems like will be pleasant one, because you will want to spend that money for that house, if that is your case, or for something related to your family, like moving, for example. Fourth house is also all about our citizenship. If you're moving somewhere, like changing the country or changing your passport, or residence permits, seems like you will need to spend there. And plus you will be moving somewhere far, because Uranus, that is supporting this eclipse too, planet of surprises, is in your far lands house. How this house rules where somewhere like near nature, like especially oceans, water, or islands, somewhere very warm, where is like, Amazonia, for example, the rainforest. It's very beautiful, and it's a foreign land, because Uranus rules your ninth house, all things foreign, all things that is not from your usual background. Now, during this eclipse, we will have only one thing hiccup, sort of. Saturn will be reminding you about responsibilities, because Saturn will oppose that eclipse. But still, Uranus and Mars will try to mitigate this situation with Saturn, and it will try to lessen its effects, and Saturn will just gently remind you that you will have career decisions to make. Still, you will have on your plate career sort of things think through. And also 10th house is all about social status, meaning if you are forming family, some of you guys might even get married, because fourth house, like making a family, building a family. So if you are getting married as a conclusion, like as a full moon, so it's a conclusion to your relationship situation, it seems like Saturn will remind you that it's a huge responsibility, and make sure that you are 100% sure of your decision to proceed, especially related to your money, because Saturn rules your house of shared resources with other people, and in this case it will be your wife or husband, future husband, with whom you're gonna share finances. And if you are you sure like that you made the right choice in that person. Now, anyhow, Saturn sort of will have this mild effect, that sort of, sobering effect, so that you make the right decision. Now, I will make whole separate video on these two eclipses. So I will speak more in detail there, but I also would like to tell you, always check your rising sign and moon sign too, especially rising sign, because horoscopes are written for rising sign. And 99% rising sign is more correct, let's say more unfolding, more a lot of information there, that are relatable. So, and moon sign too in some cases. So check all three and you will get the whole picture. Now, and always give time to eclipses to unfold their stories, because they are huge and the stories are usually huge. And 3 months before and 3 months after, they are affecting our life, meaning during this 6 months you will get the full picture, you will get the full message, and your life might completely change during this month. You might already start feeling it, and especially those of you who are moving, who are changing citizenship, or something related to your mother also. Fourth house rules our mother. It might be your mother's situation. If you say that nothing's happening in my life, then it might be your mother is moving to somewhere else, and you will need to support financially too, because you will want to do that. It's not like you would want not to do that, you wouldn't want. Now, also something happening big in your mother's life could be like, I don't know, also forming family. Maybe your mom will tell you the news that she's getting married, as an example, or she's pregnant, also as an example. Now, also this Mars in second house is all about precious things, so you might actually get the news also that you are expecting a baby too, which here Saturn will add up to your reputation and social status as a future father, let's say. And plus Mars here is indicating that something precious is coming into your life. Now, ruler of this eclipse, and will be in your 11th house conjunct Venus. Whatever will be happening very far. Seems like some news might come from far land, sort of, because now 11th house is something from the future. And from friends, it might be also coming from a friend. Now, second eclipse will be by the end of March, 29th of March, we have new moon solar eclipse. This one is amazingly positive, perfect one to actually start something new. But I again remind you not to start in March and first half of April. Just wait a little bit more so that we pass these all retrogrades. And May actually will be perfect month to start something big, which is important to you, projects. Now, this solar eclipse, new moons are new energies. Something new is building up there, bubbling up there in your life, in your 11th house. You see, this 11th house is pretty emphasized whole March in your chart. And this 11th house is about, again, it's about, future. It's about your plans for your future and those dreams that you have in your heart for your future. And your dream might come true, because 11th house is exactly the house where our dreams come true. Now, this eclipse is hitting those of you who are born 29th of May, plus or minus 5 days, because this eclipse will be happening at 8 degrees. And Pluto, such a karmic planet, will be so supporting this eclipse. With this eclipse, nothing is wrong. Oh my goodness, such amazing chart to see. It's sort of a no negative aspect there. Everything is working by the clock and very positive. All the karmic planets are participating in this particular eclipse, meaning exactly this one, the second one, is speaking about destiny, something which is destined gonna happen with this eclipse, around this eclipse. Now Pluto will be supporting it from your ninth house, house of travels, house of far lands, house of foreign, foreigners and foreign lands. Now, but Pluto rules your house of work. And if you wished some sort of a work or project, or some sort of, let's say, work with some client or collaborator that you wished for long, let's say, it's not like all of a sudden you have this dream. No, it's something which you wished for a long time. That something is happening. You might finally manage, like you might finally pursue that client to work with you, and even to get a job offer from somewhere far, with the relocation package too attached to it. Now, ruler of this eclipse, Mars, will be situated in your house of money, earned money, as I said. And another two planets, karmic planets, Saturn and Uranus, all these planets, they affect us more on a subconscious level, but because they are participating in this eclipse, like destiny is playing out here, and both of them will support the ruler of eclipse. Now, Saturn will be in your house of social status and career and your reputation. Now, Uranus is planet of surprises, but with this eclipse, it's a happy surprises, will be located in your 12th house of subconscious mind, intuition. But Uranus also rules your house of, foreign lands. You see so many things as speaking directly about someone who is foreign, or some project who is from outside, something which is not from your background. Either it's work, either it's a travel. You might travel somewhere by the end of March, which you will be happy about also. And you might travel somewhere where you wanted to travel. Plus, this eclipse is happening in 11th house. It's a house of popularity and internet. Now, here you will have a big shot. You might get popular here for the whole world, because Pluto is in your ninth house. The ninth house is such an expansive house, together with the 11th, that is solar eclipse happening. The ninth house is all people who speak different languages and different cultures. And Pluto, it's a big planet of a lot of masses of people. You might wake up with quite a lot of followers, like millions of followers, as an example, if you are trying to develop your social media pages. Now, this will be perfect one. Now, anyhow, I will make a whole separate video, so stay tuned for this one. You would want to, hear it. You wouldn't want to miss this one, because this is special one for you guys. Now, but lastly, I would also like to mention March 30, we have Neptune. This is another aspect which is happening once in a lifetime. In 2025, we have so many, a few aspects that are happening once in a lifetime. They will never happen again, and they never happened before during our lifetime, because Neptune it's a slow planet, and it takes 14 years to change sign, and it's changing sign into your 11th house. Now until October 22nd, it will stay in your 11th house. Like from end of March until end of October, it will give you sort of preview of what's to come, like a movie trailer, of what to expect, for you in the next 14 years, when it will be back into your 11th house in January 2026. Now, after October, it will be retrograding back into your 10th house, where it spent last 14 years to finish up some deals, to give you time to finish up some things, loose ends, let's say. And then January 2026, it will finally station for the next 14 years in your 11th house. Now, I will make also about this video where we will talk about historical events, because Neptune was occupying your 11th house last time. It was in 19th century, back in 19th century, from 1861 until 1875. So this is huge. We will talk about what kind of historical events were happening and what to expect, what to relate to, during next 14 years. And plus, personally to you, my dear Geminis and all other zodiac signs, I will go through all the zodiac signs in that video. And for you specifically, it's 11th house. Now, for the last 14 years, since 2011 and 2012, it was in your house of career, the highest part of your chart, social status. It's about your reputation. And Neptune here was expanding your career journey. It seems like, a lot of you guys might have connected your career with something which is related to art, because Neptune rules art, and also it's connected to ocean, maybe working in the ocean also. And Neptune, because it's connected to ocean, it's boundaryless, there is no boundary to it. So a lot of you guys might have sort of chosen a career and even changing it from different types of career, like being actors, singers, to to engineers, or to IT specialists, all these things. Everything was possible with this Neptune, because Neptune is planet of spirituality and imagination and magic and inspiration. Everything you've done so far for the last 14 years, it might have been based on this inspiration, instantly getting inspired about something and going after it. Sort of this kind of things. Neptune was influencing you. But now it's moving into your 11th house. Now 11th house is expansive, my dear Geminis. And again, those of you who would like to be popular, now Neptune is bringing that to you because Neptune is, as I said, there is no boundaries with Neptune, and it will bring a lot of people to your way to adore you, to follow you, and to listen to you. If you have this kind of wish to expand, let's say, your brand, yourself, or your word. Now, this was your March horoscope, my dear Geminis. March will be an amazing one. Just remember not to start anything important. And love you all. Bye-bye.